Hey guys, welcome back to another video, another mock themed video actually, and today we're going to be building a 501st themed mock. If you guys don't know and haven't seen my last video, I said I'm going to start posting 5 days a week, and every Monday I'm going to be filming a mock related video. This week's mock is going to be 501st themed, and so if you guys are interested in seeing more mocks every week, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified when I come out with a new video. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this week's mock video, and let's go right into the time lapse. Alright guys, so welcome to the review segment of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. And I know the time lapse is only 1 minute, but in reality, this build took like 1 to 2 hours to build. I don't know the exact time, but it did take quite a while to build. So anyways, this is a 501st themed mock, and I added Anakin leading the 501st through a battalion, I don't know what it's called, of droids basically. So he's going around slaughtering all the droids, and as you can see, a lot of them are dead. I went for something a little bit different with this mock than I do with most of my mocks by kind of changing around how, like, normally my battles are even. There's like an even amount of stormtroopers to, clone troopers to droids and stuff like that. But with this build, I decided to change it up a little bit. And in this one, as you can see, it's just kind of showing the power of Anakin in the 501st, just blasting and slicing through all of these droids. There's a lot of dead droids in the background and all that. So anyways, let's take a closer look at it. Up at the top, we have our sniper, our 501st sniper, next to a dead droid. This dead droid's head has fallen off and is now over by the bush or the plant there. On the top, on the mountain, this was one of the parts that took me the longest because I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And for some reason, I couldn't get one of the larger plates to connect to the top of the mountain. I tried to get this plate to connect for the entire roof of the mountain, but it just wouldn't work. So as you can see, I kind of did smaller or thinner slices of it, and honestly I think that worked out better because it enabled me to get more shapes in the build. This mop is kind of supposed to be themed in a swamp area, and so I have a lot of plants or algae, moss growing around everything. It's all over the floor down here, which I think adds a lot. that little detail, those little details like that is honestly just adds so much to a build. Anyways, down the side of the mountain, we have a little bit of a vine growing down, as well as that leads into a bush, which, as you can see, there's another droid who's been sliced in half, just laying by the bush. In front of that droid, we have the jetpack trooper who's flying up, about to blast, or blasting this droid down. Right next to him, we have another 501st trooper who's making sure this droid is dead, just shooting it again in the head. Right here, I added this little vine just because that's the only piece that I had that can connect there. It's not really anything important. It's just kind of something that I added in to fill up the gap there. Anyways, over here we have Anakin and another 501st trooper. Right behind Anakin, we have a dead droid. We can try to get a good angle of that. But then in front of Anakin is going up to slice that droid in half, while another 501st trooper is going to shoot at that droid. One of the things that's hard with using droids in Star Wars MOCs is that their legs don't move. So that was kind of a little bit of a problem for me, because you can't get too much detail in with them, and unless you want to do some illegal parentheses around that, building techniques by having the arms out, stuff like that, which is why I included that droid. In front of this droid, I added a little bit of vibrance just by adding that it's kind of a dying leaf thing with a little bit of a purple flower on it, which does add a little bit. We also have a little bit of vibrance in that bush back there, which you can see there's an arm laying in or around. This is supposed to be the arm of that droid behind Anakin. But yeah, so I was really going for kind of a MOC that made Anakin and the 501st look powerful. This isn't really based off anything in particular. It's more just supposed to be a MOC based in the Clone Wars times, around the time when Anakin turned to the dark side, kind of before that. This MOC is a little bit different from the other MOCs too, from my other MOCs too, because the mountain, I usually don't add anything. Usually my MOCs are kind of flat and don't really have multiple layers, and if they do, it's kind of a plain, boring thing. With the mountain, at first, although I was thinking of making it just be flat, I decided to add a lot of curvature to the top of the mountain, which makes it look better, but also causes some problem with trying to get this guy to stay on. As you can see, him and the droid can fall off very easily. So that was a little bit of a problem that I had with just the thing, but I do think it overall looks really well. Another thing that I had difficulty with was, well, really my most difficult thing was trying to get this to work. The mountain, I just couldn't get a plate to sit on it, and it like kind of exploded a few times. So eventually I filled it around. The build is tiled off all the way around, well, kind of tiled off, I guess. And I tried to make the colors match as well as I could with the build itself, getting brown and grays and a little bit of green on the other side. Another thing that I used is, normally when I put water into a MOC, I will just use the normal blue tiles, but instead here I put the blue tiles, or blue plates, sorry, that's what I meant, and then some blue tiles, some trans blue tiles on top, which do make it look really good. And I actually got all these blue tiles from a promotional set that I got with the Millennium Falcon, the ice skating rink. So I did find a use for it, which is nice. Only thing that I wish I would have done while building this is putting some colors underneath these plates. In some of the Ninjago sets, especially the big ones, they put some browns and greens underneath their builds so that I can kind of look like you can see through the water to the bottom. That's one thing I wish I would have done better, because it would have just added a whole lot to the build. There is a little bit of a stream of water flowing out of the mountain there. and I think it looks pretty good. It leaves out. The main reason I did that was to cover up some of the problems with this. I can't really show you those right now because the droid is blocking them. Yeah, I have this droid attached right here onto a little plate underneath. And yeah, that's really one of the only droids that's actually attached to anything. That droid, as well as the elongating shot, are the only ones attached to anything, while the other ones are just kind of loosely laying around, which can be kind of annoying if they move around. But yeah, overall, I do like this build, and I want to do more like it. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more if I have a first themed MOCs. However, next week I do have a different plan, so make sure you guys subscribe and turn on notifications if you guys want to see next week's MOC. And anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like before you leave. And anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next video.